Well, I mean, how did the first date go, if I'll put it in that clunky way?
First date was great. No, I mean it's all it takes really. One date, but it was just great to be back behind the wheel. You know, on a special day, not just for me to be behind the wheel, but for the whole team. Everyone puts a lot of time and effort into building the car, so seeing it all come together, getting to drive it on track for the first time is always a lovely moment, a rewarding moment for everyone. So it was nice to be back.
Mercedes are somewhere over there, I think, doing a couple of laps as well. We'll talk about that rivalry later. But how long does it take to get to know properly a car? And I suppose the car changes during the year as well. Yours did radically last year, but it takes at least, you won't fully know it even after winter testing, I guess.
No, I mean, especially with it being raining here and not the best conditions, it takes maybe a little bit longer, and there's so many questions for us through the whole of winter testing to try and understand. But it takes time. You know, there's quite a few changes on the car for this year, so it's going to take a few days probably to understand everything. But from a driving perspective, couple laps, you know, it's a 50-second lap at the minute, but it probably takes a little bit longer than that to just get that proper feeling back. So not a long time at all, and I felt very comfortable very quickly, which is always a good sign. But many tests, many question marks that we want to answer over the next few weeks.
I spoke to you the other week, and not a whole lot has changed since then. We talked a bit about, you know, world titles at McLaren and all that kind of thing. But at least you have had a chance to work more with the new people who have come in, the likes of Rob Marshall. Really big signings for this team. And have they kind of delivered as the team hoped? I mean, are you impressed by those individuals? Do they give you an extra level of confidence that, yes, we can be a world championship team in waiting?
100%. So I'm very happy with the work that they've done. It's still early days, so is everything that they've wanted to bring to the team on the car just yet? You're probably going to say no, because it's just they've only been here a few months and it takes a bit of time to implement a lot of things. But from the beginning, they've been very helpful in giving us advice, just adding to situations, adding their valuable experience. You know, from working with different teams, working with Red Bull, working with Ferrari. So it's incredible, and I'm very happy with how the whole team are working. You know, it's been a big effort, very collaborative between everyone, and definitely I think a new standard that we've set ourselves over the last few months and last year, I would have said, in order to get the car ready for this year and not be on the back foot. You know, the last few years we've been always not the most confident coming into the beginning of a new year. This year I think we've changed that a little bit.
I'm interested to you've got Lewis and Max, you've got the three Brits at Silverstone today driving the track. The rivalry between you guys, friendly one, it seems by and large. Can we expect or hope reasonably that the three of you will be kind of battling it out quite regularly this year?
I hope not. I hope not, because I hope I'm ahead. But the expectation is most likely. You know, with Mercedes is a team you can never count out. So to race against Lewis is always a pleasure. To race against George is always a pleasure. And just Mercedes in general, they're always a very strong team. But it's not going to be just them. You know, it's going to be the Red Bull. It's going to be the red cars. It's going to be the green cars. It's going to be a lot of everyone. And I think especially as the regulations get older, so this year and next year, things are only going to get tighter and more competitive between everyone. So I'm sure it's going to be a fun year to watch things playing out and panning out. So plenty of things for myself to look forward to as well.
I mean, you talk about Red Bull. There is that little worry you may have gained, but they'll gain too. We won't know, but maybe the fingers crossed aspect is that they've maybe hit a kind of design peak and then you've got half a chance.
I mean, you'd hope so, right? You'd hope. I mean, I'm hoping so, but I doubt it. There's too many clever people, and they've always done too good of a job for them probably to ever hit a peak, you know. And they've had a lot of time. They started developing this year's car probably a bit earlier than everyone else. So there's things we still need to try and catch up on, and plenty of things we know we need to work on, and stuff that we already know we have coming for a bit later on in the season. But it still takes time, and it's still early days for us in terms of this revamp. You know, the new organization, the new people. We still have to give it time. We never want to use that as an excuse, because time is not a nice thing. More time is never a nice thing in racing, but it's coming towards us.
Okay. Last thing, are you rested? You've been to a few football matches, just travelled a bit. You know, highlights of the off season. Can you share anything with the folks at home?
I mean, I've still been travelling a lot. I got around a few different places, but just trying to disconnect. You know, take my mind away from Formula One as much as it's all I think about, and care about and want to focus on. In order to do that, it's just as important to disconnect and spend time with my family, spend time with my friends, travel around a bit, not having to wake up in the morning and go, I got an 8 o'clock wake up and I've got to be at the track and all those things. So just the pressure, making the most of waking up and going, I've got nothing to do today. But that's it, that's over, and I feel more ready than ever. I think the whole team are more ready than ever. All the mechanics, the engineers, everyone back in the factory to start the season off on a good note.